Hello guys, this is Swiftdeath and his new zombie deck 1 year on. So this is going to be for the March 2013 ban list. Lots changed now since windups have been dead and since I last made a video last year for you all. Anyone that looked, sorry I didn't get back to your comments, I didn't check in that much. I'll be checking a bit more, doing a bit more about zombies and some plays. In the latest set we've got a really cool card called Gogogo Ghost, which has let zombies do some more exceeds that they wouldn't normally have to do before. You can get Shotmaster off really easy, so we're going to go into that. So this deck is still Chaos Zombies like it was last year. We're just going to go into a bit more detail of what we can run, what we can't run. It involves the European legality. We do now have Endless Decay over here where we didn't before, thanks to it coming out in the tin. So I've been able to run that for a month or so as well. So that's been a pretty big deal. I've also made it in the last week to the final in my locals, whereas before I was getting a bit unsure on what to run. This deck can be really fast. I mean, I nearly outsped Mermaus and had them locked down with 2 Shotmasters earlier in the weekend. I beat Gravekeepers. The only thing I haven't tested it on is Fire Fists and Gigia, but I was also able to beat Spellbooks as well. So this deck can do alright, but when it's not greatest is when it has to like depend on stacking up the deck for like setting plays up, and so you've got to stack the graveyard for setting plays up. So I'm going to go into what we run and quickly into zombie stuff, and then we'll go through that from there really. So we're going to start with the new card which I talked about, which is Gogogo Ghost. Run 2 Gogogo Ghost. What this basically does is when special summoned, so it's when special summoned so it can be off. As you can see later, summon a monk, Ill Blood, Pyramid Turle. If you have a golem in the graveyard, it gets that out, a Gogogo Golem, and then it turns up to defense mode and itself. So you get a 3 special summon on its own special summon. So, and it's 1900 beat stick that's dark. So it's a good 1900 beat stick for zombies, even if you don't want to run the Gogogo Golem play. But I run 2 of this due to consistency issues. 3's too many. You draw a dead into it, you don't really want them. They're okay for pitching. As you're going to see a bit, that I tend to run them just as the 2 rather than the 3. I'd only recommend the 2 for you. Of course, then if I'm running that, I'm then running 2 Gogogo Golem. Gogogo Golem seems a bit weird, but you want to run the 2 for consistency again, and then you can always pitch 1 off Zombie Master. Or if we're going to run into Summon a Monk, which I'll in a bit, we'll talk about that. You can go for Summon a Monk straight off for this. This is the hardest thing on the deck to search out. If you get it in the grave, you're going to get your Shotmasters off, you can get your ranks off really quickly. So this is the card to search for, to get out, try and put in the grave. It's even an 1800 level 4 beat stick, so it's not exactly the worst card in the world. Put it in defense mode and take 2 hits for it, and still leave you some field. So it's not the worst card. The only downside to it is it's a rock, but still okay. So there's those 2. Go 2 Golem, 2 Ghost. Moving on from that, you're going to then go into Goblin Zombies. Pretty straightforward card. Only need to run the 2. Search power when leaves the field. Don't want to rank up with this particularly, but again it's level 4, so you can search for it. It also gets out Gogogo Ghost with 0 defense and Zombie Masters. So if you have the Gogogo Golem, for instance, in the graveyard, you set down the Goblin, and then they attack into it, or you TT it, for instance. We run TT in this deck. You're going to go for the Goblin. You're going to go for the Zombie Master, and then really just try and get a Ghost off, which you have as well in the grave or in hand, and you get the rank 3. So that's what you do with that. So 2 of the Goblin Zombie. You can run 3, but I don't tend to run it. Now here's the other play that this deck can do. It's a bit off, but before we do it, which tends to be off 3 Turtle. So we're going to run the 3 Turtle. Shiny Bling Turtle, all 3 of them, secrets. Basically, Turtle does a few plays in this deck. I've still got Ill Blood, so I can still take the Ill Blood for a special summon. But with the legality change, I also run 1 Endless Decay. So basically, they bomb into your Turtle first turn, 4,000 attack, Endless Decay gets hit on the board. They have to worry about that. The better play is to bring out the Ill Blood, bring back the Turtle, ram the Turtle, then you'll end with a Decay and an Ill Blood to attack as well. They won't be able to stop both, so you'll probably take half their life points off by turn 1 or turn 2, depending on how they respond to the Ill Blood Gemini summon. They have to tend to respond if they know you're on Decay, because they don't want to hit 4k beat stick unless they've got Veiler in hand. So, yep, 3 Turtle and 1 Decay. Decay's pretty straightforward. You tribute over it for Goblin as well. It's really quite straightforward. Zombie Master. You could run 3. You could run 3 of this. I've been debating running 3 again due to consistency and just it's so good at doing the rank 3 plays. It's also rank 4 as well, so when you go into your Summon Amongst, which I run, you can use them as well. Pitch gets effect for pitching if you already have a zombie in the grave, so it's really quite good for that. I find 2's better though due to retrieval. You can get them out for Goblin Zombie to your hand, so you only need to use them when you really want them. So really I find 2's fine. Other zombies I run are Spirit Reaper, just the run Reaper, 1 Ultra Reaper shiny. The 1 Ultra Reaper just as a barricade, just defense, just in case there's no other options in your hand or in your grave and you just need to go get something out of Zombie Master, for instance, just to stall with or to sit behind. So it's also really good. The reason I won 1 is for just taking them cards out of people's hands. If you've got Decay out and you've got this in hand, they've got a big problem because they want to attack, but they don't want to attack into 4k beat stick, and they know they're going to get Reaper and taking their card advantage out, so they've got to do something quick. So you run one of these as a beat stick and to take cards out of hand. Really, really good. Just the 1. I wouldn't go above 1. It's the 1 card in my deck if I was going to take something out. So I run 43 cards. If I was going to take something out other than the Honest that I run, I'd take this out to go down to 41. So we've got one of them. Ill Blood. I might also show Plague with him as well. We know what those 2 do. Still a bit of synchro summoning in this deck. Also, with the rank plays, I can go and get off some nice stuff still. So it's not too bad with them. No Pain Painters anymore. Don't need Pain Painter. Just do the Ill Blood play. Get the Plaguespreader out. Do an 8. So that's pretty simple, really. Mezuki, such a good card. Wish I could run more than 1, but I can't. Again, just rank 4. Does it to what it says in the tin. You get to bring 1 back. You can go for Gogogo Ghost as well. And then if you've got Golem in the grave, you get a special XYZ. But you'd normally take it as a master to go for the full 3. That's why I like that card. So then, yeah, that's why I run that. Now onto the other stuff that are more tech related, but still important. 2 Thunder King. I would run the full 3, but I can't with the new ban list. I put this in for the weekend and it was so good. You can get one off a Summon a Monk. So your standard play was pitch spell, get a Thunder King, sit. It's the best start in hand really. I find it really damn good. It just gives you a bit of control on all the decks at the moment, because things like spellbooks want to put cards to hand. Gravekeepers is still playing around your area, want to put cards to hand. You don't want that Shen to hit the field, so you stop it with the Thunder King. There's not many of them above the 1900 on the Sams, so you can stop an XYZ first turn as well against you. So it's really good, and you still have the Summoner Monk. So I run 2 Thunder King. They're really damn good. They're also lights to go with my darks. Now onto the most important card that sped the whole deck up really. Summoner Monk. I run the 2. I went 3, but 3's too much. Pretty much. If you don't draw 1 first 2-3 turns, you tend to fall behind with your hand advantage. But people have to having to start warning or responding to this the second it hits the field. Particularly if I get turn 1 due to the shock lock. So, and it sets up so many plays. You can go for Gogogo Ghost. You can go for the Thunder King, as I've mentioned, the Thunder King plays. You can go for the Zombie Master. And it's just such a good thing. The other card I run, which goes with them now, which is my 43rd card, which is now my new tech for this week, because I was running a Vylon Prism, I think it was, to synchro with, but now I'm going to run an Honest instead. So I now can go for an Honest as well, bounce it back to hand if I need. It's just to go with the Thunder Kings, the Utopias, and the Shopmaster, as well as the 2 Veilers I'm running as well. So I've got 1 back in just for damage. But yeah, the 2 Zombie Monks is the best plays. Pitch a spell. It's also in defense mode. Go get Golem or Zombie Master, or even a Thunder King, and just You can't attack, of course, unless you rank up. But you just sit there. You can just do so much with this card. Or go for the other Summoner Monk and get 3 rank 3s up first turn. It's just so good. 2 Summoner Monk. Really good for zombies at the moment. With the rank stuff if you're running it. The other cards I run, which are really damn good, is I don't like watching monster effects get off against me. I really hate it. This deck's fast, but it can be countered. You can try and, so what it does is, as you've noticed, is kind of lock a little bit. So you run just the 2, the third one's in the side, so we're going to go to the side in a bit. Just stop the plays, stop people going through those plays. So we've got the 2 Veiler to stop these monster effects going off. You don't really want them to go off, so you stop them. Now they're going to the boss cards. You've got to run a Gorz, Gogogo Ghost, nice and shiny. You've got to run a Gorz because you want to stop those days when you've got dead hands, and they can get a little bit dead now and then. Just backup play. Good old Dad still, and BLS too. Good old Dad wins me so many games early on. If I don't need it late game, I just pitch it for a Zombie Master. So it's really damn good, that card. And BLS. What do I say really about BLS? You've got enough light and darks to use it. Just banish them all. Get it out really. Nice big beat stick. So now that's all the monsters I run. They tend to run pretty well. So yeah, that's the monster set. Now I'll move on to the spells. We've got the staples pretty much. We've got the Heavy Storm, the Reborn, and the Dark Hole. So you've got them 3, pretty basic. Because we run off darks, we run Allure of Darkness still. Need to update it to an Ultra or an Ultimate. Also, Pop Avarice. Because you want to put back the Shot Masters and you want to reuse some of your plays. You want to put back your Veilers and your Thunder Kings and your Summoner Monks. So it's a good card. It's better than it was before, where you want to keep zombies in the grave. So you can keep your zombie stuff in the grave, put your XYZs and the other monsters back. 2-pot Duality would work to run the 3, but again, of course can't. Consistency issues, or if you want to drop it for Summoner Monk. If you know the Summoner Monk, you think the Summoner Monk's better search for your deck, you get to choose with that, then you take that instead. You just pop this away. Pop Duality, otherwise you can tend to get a Turtle off it or a Goblin Zombie, and then just set them, and then you wait for the setup really, or they hit it and go for Decay. So it's really good. First turn Decay is always so good. 2 MST, third one's in the side. Use it against trap heavy decks, nice and gold shiny, gold ghost shiny. Just run the 2. There's not too much spell trap. Hey, you can just take out the things you really need. They mainly only got to 3, and if I'm fighting Necro Valley or anything that's really like bad. No warning in this deck, by the way. It's at 1. I don't like the spell point usage. There is, however, 1 Judgment. Judgment over warning because, and again Ghost Gold, because I just find this card stops so much more, and it's half your life points, and that can be more situational than the minimum 2k. There's always an instance where you can use this card, so I prefer the Judgment, so I'll go for that. 2 Torrential Tribute. I run the 2 TT. Pretty straightforward really. It works better with zombies. It stops field swarming. I just find it better than running 2 bottomless or the warning. So it's better for clearing the field, and then I can go for plays on my turn. So I do it for that. 2 of them's working out really well. Here's the one card that is a bit different. I also forgot my 2 Book of Life. Of course, you bring back a zombie, and you banish a card, which is always important. I do the 2, don't run the 3 anymore. Consistency issues mean I don't need to, with less zombies, means I don't need to run the full 3. So the last trap that I run, which is really, 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 really important, this format and last format, is Fiendish Chain. You stop an effect and you stop the monster attacking. So good, honestly. They flip up a spy, you stop it, they play. Zen Mains is the best play I like stopping. To clear an attack, Zen Mains. You just flip the Fiendish Chain on it, watch it go. They've lost their play, and you've just used a trap up. really good for that. There are some light spawns around Judgment Dragon. Just stops the Fiendish Chain, but the main one's probably with spellbooks as well. You can stop the popping. You can stop them searching off the normal summon effect of the smaller one. Haven't fought Fire Fists yet, so I don't know about them. But Wind-Up's hated this card as well. Really hated it. Just play this on them all day long, really. It's really damn good. I run the full 3 consistency, and it stops effects, like I said. It stops effects from going off. So good. We're going to the side now. One Abyss Dweller. I just run this as a bit of Mermail hate. Also, in a matchup where there's other cards that are heavy on their graveyard, you can side that in. Nice and easy to get that off. The third Veiler, if I need to go up for more effects. Here's something that you might not have thought about. Droll and Lockbird. Just the one. What this basically does, when discarded, it stops anyone drawing any more cards. So things such as... Well, I'm searching for any more cards, I think it is. Let me check. I think it's searching. Yeah, add cards from their deck to hand. So it's got built-in Thunder King. It's basically a hand-trap Thunder King. So it's, again, spellbooks can't get off their effects. You can't send a recruiter for Gravekeepers. Stops them using more than one Rota a turn as well. If they're using Sams or whatever, I don't know. Other cards that you use tons of Rotas. There's Rotas off so many things these days. Just drop the Droll and Lockbird. Stop them going nuts on you. It's mainly there for spellbooks for me, because then they go use that new new secret card they've got to copy a card, and then you just drop this down. They can't do it again. 2 Max C. If there's a deck like special like Gigia, then Gigia or Mermails, again you just play a 2 Max C. I want to run these through these two together. Necroface and 2 Macrocosmos. It's like the last situation for my deck. It's pretty much anti-meta for Mermails, and again, spellbooks, because I hate spellbooks. They can't banish their spells if there's Macrocosmos in, and I can use Necroface because zombies easy to get it back. As long as there's no Macrocosmos on the field, easy to use it, and I can get all the cards back that I need and do my plays in my turn. So I run 2 of that, and a Necroface. There's the third MST. 2 Necro Valley. Again, Mermail hate, spellbook hate. Does gimp my deck a little bit, but I still get turtles off, I still get goblins off, and it just stops those sort of plays. It's probably the better of the... I really would recommend this if they're having spellbook problems and Mermail problems at the moment. I think this is the best meta for them. I really do. I think it's the best way to stop them, is to run Necro Valley. So I'm running that. 2 Skill Drain if I want to run Zombie, because remember Pyramid Turle works in the graveyard, activates in the graveyard, so it still gets its effects, same for Goblin. So I can just turn it into a beat stick match. And if there's those horrible trap decks you can get, such as burn decks, there's 2 Royal Decree for them as well, and also for heavy trap decks there's 2 Royal Decrees. So that's really everything I run for my main deck and my side. So I'm really going to really quickly just go through, because it's taken me 20 minutes, my rank 4s and my other stuff. So I run 1 Maestroke, 2 Utopia, go light of course, 2 Shopmaster, just the 2, don't need the 3, work really well. 1 Vylon Disigma, again light, can nab things, that's the reason it's there. Its effect goes off in your turn, so you get to combo off plays off it. So I go for just the one of them. I will take, or this will be taken up for Ouroboros when we finally get it. Cannot wait for Ouroboros. Onto the synchros. 1 Catastor, easy to make. And in the rank 6s I have a Gaia Knight for beat stick power, and I have 2 Revive King Hades. Glad I got the second one. It's 2450, so it won't get over things like Utopia, but it will get over most monsters, and its effect is really important. Is it negates effects of cards that go to graveyard. So things like Abyssaline won't get the effect if they're destroyed by this. Won't work against turtles, Mr. Tomatoes. Things like that won't work. So it's really quite good. Its inherent effect is really good as well as tap power. Plus it's another Dark Zombie that goes into the grave. So they're all good plays. You can go up to an 8 of Plague. Don't run this as much anymore. Don't tend to get it off. You can use Plague and ton of cards mainly, and it's Decay to use it, but it's still good having it in there if the option comes up. Then on to the 8s. Got a run of Stardust. Crimson Blader, new one, came out. Stops high level monsters getting on the field if you don't want a back row hate. Plus it's 2800, so it's really good. Got to run the Scrap Dragon really. Really good card. Don't need to talk about it too much. And a Dark End Dragon, due to its effect, is really good as well. So that's my deck really. I'm doing pretty well with it. It's fairly consistent, it's fairly quick. I'll have to test it out a little bit more, but yeah, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this, and just leave me any feedback and any questions. Cheers guys.